Hey guys, it's Slats, and today I wanted to talk about phone addiction, screen time, and how I managed to get mine from 8 hours every single day to an hour and a half. Starting a year ago, I've been trying to cut down on my screen time mainly because that was taking up so much of my time and I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do or try new things. Most of my schedule would literally be, go to school, go to work, hang out with friends, go on my phone. Like that was my week. And over this past year, I've tried a lot of different things to try to cut it down. And I'm kind of going to go over that process and maybe you'll find something that could work for you and figure out why it didn't work for me. So that first month in February of last year that I did was the cold turkey approach, and I deleted all my social media off my phone for a month. And this ended up good. Obviously, I wasn't spending nearly as much time on my phone because there wasn't these apps distracting me. But what I noticed was I would find ways around it. I'd go on YouTube on my computer and I'd go on YouTube on my TV. I was spending so much time on YouTube that month because I had deleted the accounts. I didn't delete them permanently, but I disabled my Instagram and TikTok. So I wasn't I was more conscious of not signing into that, but YouTube I was spending so much time on. And that really wasn't that much better because my screen time on my phone wasn't that bad, but the ones on my computer or my TV were probably really bad. So that really didn't work for me, and I think the reason why was because it just went from all these apps I was consuming all this content on to nothing, and I was, I didn't have an adjustment period. I think it was too much all at once. So I tried re-downloading the apps in March of last year to see maybe, I've gotten better. I could be more conscious. Nope, fell right back into the loophole. And, I think for me, TikTok was definitely the worst. And I think that's because there's no end to the feed, right? The For You page literally goes on and on and on. And Instagram, I don't use Reels. I just use it to keep up with people that I follow. And that kind of has an end to it, right? There's, the last post you saw, that's it. You go through the stories, you go through the Instagram feed, that's it. And speaking of Instagram and TikTok, I guess, as well, I would unfollow all the accounts that you genuinely don't care about. A lot of these accounts I was following, was hot girls, stuff like that. People that I really didn't care about other than I was, attracted to them or, I love this lifestyle that they live. But if I really didn't care about what they were posting, I just unfollowed them. So really my Instagram now is just, people that I know, people I went to school with. And then there are some other accounts obviously that I follow, but I genuinely care about the content that they post or the person, whatever it is. I just be trying to be more mindful besides just this girl's hot, I'm a follower. I don't think that really, for me personally, I don't think it did anything good for me. Same thing on TikTok. After that, I tried deleting the apps off my phone and just using them on my computer, which worked okay. I mean, the Instagram and TikTok website are kind of not that great on the computer, which was good because it wasn't as appealing to, use it on my computer rather than my phone. But I still was using it a lot and it was distracting me from when I had to do schoolwork. I would be on my computer. I'd take a 10-minute break to go on TikTok or Instagram, which wasn't good. It was still distracting me. So I stopped that. And this was around the time when I tried doing screen time limits on my phone, which honestly for me worked pretty well. I mean, I know it's super easy to kind of just bypass the screen time limit to just ignore it. And I think I set mine to 30 minutes a day, so that was pretty good. But I would use it all at once usually. I really wasn't that good at managing my time with it, especially on TikTok, because as I said, once you get on that app, it's you could spend hours on it without noticing. Shortly after that screen time limit thing, I found this app called Screen. And this is not a sponsored video, by the way. I just genuinely love this app. This app changed my life in terms of my screen time. And I still use it to this day. So Screen is a screen limit app, which is better than the one that they have on the iPhone, to be honest. And basically, there's a whole guide to how to set it up. It's super simple, but you select which apps you want to have the screen limit on. For me, it's Instagram and TikTok. And you could set specific settings about the screen time settings for it. For example, you could set how many times you want to open the app per day. So I have that set to 15 opens per day. So throughout the entire day, and it resets at midnight, I could only open the app 15 times in one day. And you could also set how long you are able to be on the app each open. So I have mine set for 2 minutes each time. So every time I open Instagram and open TikTok, I'm only allowed on the app for 2 minutes before it kicks me off. Once I'm kicked off, I'm going to have to reopen the app, and that takes another one of my opens away. And I also have it set where when you click Instagram or TikTok, it gives you a prompt to like kind of like make sure you want to open the app. Because I feel like it's so easy to just tap on the app and just open it and get lost into it. This kind of like makes my brain kind of process, okay, do I want to open this app right now? Is this really that important, or is there something I could be doing better with my time? And I have it set to once I hit that 15 open limit, I cannot open it anymore. Like, that is it. And honestly, I've rarely hit that limit. Like, for the most part, I'm between like 0 to like 8 is what I would say my average is. So there's some days where I don't open the apps at all, and then there's some days where I definitely notice I'm opening it a lot more, but it rarely hits the limit. And that's so good. I mean, the max I could spend on TikTok a day is 30 minutes, and the max I could spend on Instagram a day is also 30 minutes. But again, you could change that to whatever, your preference is. And you could also set it if you're really kind of struggling. There's so many options. You could set it to where you could change it to where when you open the ScreenTime app, if you're trying to change any of the settings, you have to wait like a time limit. Like, I have mine set to 2 minutes. So every time I open the ScreenTime app, I have to wait 2 minutes before I could adjust any settings, which just makes it so much easier to, not, be like, oh, well, I'm just going to get around this by opening the app and disabling the block. Like, no, it kind of makes you more conscious of it. And if you really want to go further, if you're really struggling with it, which I personally haven't had to do it, but I could see if I was, really deep down in it, I could. You could even set it to where the app can't be deleted off your phone. Because obviously if you delete the app off your phone, you could just, the block's going to go away. But that is so cool, and it's so important. And it's been really, really helpful with my screen time and my, consumption of, it's mainly been TikTok. That's been the biggest thing. And, I'm still able to use these apps, still able to talk to my friends on them. And it's just more mindful of it, because I do, appreciate these apps. I know I just made a video called I Hate Instagram, right? But I do find the value in them, right? I love being able to talk to my friends on them. I love being able to send them funny videos, stuff like that. But it could get to a point where it's just excessive. And I know for me, there were so many problems with my mental health that definitely came from social media, because I didn't even recognize that, right? My initial goal with this was just to find things that, outside of the very few things that I did that I wanted to do that made me happy, which I'm happy to say I have found. I've picked up reading. I'm so glad about that. I've been doing more creative things. This YouTube channel is one thing. But I noticed that, a lot of my stress and anxiety has gone down. And I think that is because I was just spending so much time in that digital world, right? There's so many things on TikTok that influence my mind and my opinion. You see these things like, if your girlfriend's doing this, break up with her. Oh, if you're living like this, you're a bad person. So much stuff like that, where it's just dude, who cares what these people think? But when you're just living in that world for 8 hours a day, it's so easy to think of that as reality when it's not. I don't see myself ever permanently deleting social media. I just see it as, I could keep up with people that I may not see very often. And, obviously there's the entertainment aspect, but my main concern with it was I was just spending too much time with it. And this app that I found has helped greatly with that. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.